right, so one of the last sets of new information we have for this section is to talk about what we call the organization of life. So we know that what are the very simplest living things? Raise your hand.
No.
Raise your hand. Abby? Yeah. The simplest type of living thing is a single cell. That's the most basic unit of organization in living things. So, guys, be quiet and listen. So, if we start with cells, they're the basic unit of life. An example might be a muscle cell. So in our bodies, we have all sorts of types of cells. They're set up differently, they have different structures, different jobs to do, but they're all cells. You know, a muscle cell looks like this. They're long, they have these sort of fibers through them, they have a nucleus. So, inside our body and other animals, groups of these cells work together. They work together to do a certain job. So muscle cells, a whole bunch of them working in a group, form what we call a tissue. Tissue is a group of cells that works together to do a certain job. And for example, I know some of you that are in health have just learned this. There's different types of muscle tissue. Smooth muscle tissue that works in our organs, cardiac muscle, which works in our heart, and skeletal muscles, which move our body around. They're all types of muscle tissue. That's what the different types of muscle tissue looks like. Different groups of these tissues then can work together and they form organs. For example, our heart. Our heart is an organ. It's made of muscle tissue as well as nerve tissue, blood tissue, that forms an organ, a specific part of our body with a job to do. It's made by several tissues working together. And you could probably guess the next one. What is an organ system? You see the pattern here. Yeah, a group of organs working together is an organ system.
In here in health, I learned that skin cells, the part that you see, is the skin cells. But how come when it gets cut, it still hurts?
Because you're cutting through that top layer of cells and into the other living layers. What's an example? What is the heart a part of? Which organ system? Karina? Cardiac, cardiovascular, circulatory. They're all basically the same thing. Cardiovascular system. I don't know about killing millions, but you lose cells all the time. Cells are always dying and reproducing. So, yeah, the heart, veins, arteries, capillaries, blood, all that, those parts, those organs work together to form your cardiovascular system. Abby?
When we were talking about tissues, why do they call those tissues?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where the word for those things comes from. I'm not sure. And finally, last up, a group of organ systems working together form a complete living thing, an entire living organism. Like a person, like a squirrel. Okay, those are organisms.
Harry Potter.
So you will have to know this progression from simple cells to more complex organs and organ systems, organisms. You need to know all the steps along the way. All right, the last stuff that we want to go over here is most of this we've already gone over. But when we look at the drawings and the diagrams in your notes and in the book, if you look online, you'll see that everything's sort of nice and neat. You can see each of the organelles, and they're all different color. It's not the way things actually look in real life. These are some actual electron microscope images of various organelles. Let's see if you could identify some of them. This one's probably one of the easiest ones. What is it? Austin?
Like a foot
Looks like that, but what organelle? What cell organelle would that be? Maggie?
Mitochondria.
Yeah, you could tell it's this oval with folds inside it. So mitochondria. Raise your hand if you could remind me what it does. Karima?
It causes cell energy.
Yeah, makes energy for the cell, releases energy for the cell. And now for each of these, I also give sort of the rough size. It's about 5 micrometers, so it's pretty small inside the cell. Now these little things, they're all little packets here. They would be found in the nucleus. Know what they are, Andrew?
Chromosome.
They are, they're chromosomes. They carry genetic information, instructions about how to build us. And they're also very small.
Are they 5 micrometers each?
In length, yes.
This
They're all
one's big.
exactly 5 micrometers?
No, they're all different sizes. That's just a rough idea. Christian?
So chromosomes are bigger than the mitochondria?
Sometimes. Depends on which chromosome you're. Now this whole organelle here is one big organelle. We're going to label the parts inside of it. What do you think it is?
Ooh.
Joseph?
Nucleus.
The whole thing's a nucleus. Don't write it down though. Because number one's showing this dark area within the nucleus.
That's the.
Jared?
Nucleolus.
Nucleolus. It makes ribosome.
Yeah, there we go.
Then what do you think number 2 is?
I don't know. Oh, that. Okay.
Okay.
It's something with membrane.
Yeah?
Nuclear membrane.
Yes, the nuclear membrane.
I
Hello?
knew it.
Yes. Yes. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the nuclear membrane around the outside.
No.
Wait.
Aw.
So yeah, nuclear membrane allows things in and out of the nucleus. Jared?
How could it be negative 3 microns?
About. That's a little squiggly. It means about. All right, now what type of cell would you say this is? Raise your hand, please. What type of cell? Christian?
Plant?
Yes. What do you think this white area is? Brandon?
Cell wall?
Well,
No.
the white area first.
Oh.
What's that, Abby?
Cytoplasm?
No?
The vacuole.
That's the vacuole. Brandon, what is this arrow actually pointing to then?
Cell wall?
Yes, the cell wall.
Vacuole is the vacuum.
Now this one, these tubes. All these little long tubes. Anyone guess what those are?
I know, but I'm trying to write.
Maggie?
ER.
They are. That's the ER, which transports
Not the
cell.
Golgi
Are
body.
we gonna have to look at these?
No.
But are, am I tested, we have to?
No, you don't have to look at these kind of pictures.
Can we just like?
Yep, that's fine.
That was my cousin too.
Wait, hold on.
Transports material. We're almost done. You can do it. All right, last one.
Oh my goodness.
It should be easy. Karina. Yes.
Whoa.
How'd you know, Karina?
This looks like pancakes.
Yes, they package up things to leave the cell.
Wait.